Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to Michael's Millennial Money. Today we are gonna talk about used Tesla that I've been owning for 3 months. Actually, if you didn't see, I did make a video about how to buy a used electric car. Today I wanna talk about extreme condition and electric car because I do live in Prague right now and it was minus 15 last week Celsius, which is around 5 degrees in Fahrenheit. Minus 15, it's cold for the people and as well for the battery. So I wanna talk about like how it was, experience how it is, and maybe what to do when you have an electric car in super cold weather as well. Guys, what happened to me at the end of the day actually in the Prague, that when I was actually going home, I had around 65% of my battery, which is pretty decent, you know, and it was like, let's say 8 p.m. So I went home, I went to sleep, tomorrow like work and so on next day, and when I woke up, I did see my app on the phone and it was like 53, so I lost 12%. How is that possible to lose over 12% of your battery when you park your car outside during the super cold weather? Make sure you stay up to end of the video. I'm gonna share what to do and what not to do when it comes to like electric car during the winter time. With that being said, let's get ready for the video, but before that you can support me with a like or subscribe button. So extreme conditions for me are especially when it goes below 0 Celsius. Minus 15, it's actually pretty cold. Tesla is saying there is no temperature that Tesla cannot operate. I do think that there is temperature Tesla shouldn't operate, but they are not saying that because they would lose business. Because if you think about the country like Norway, it's super cold, or Baltic countries, they would lose business out there if they would say, you know, if it's minus 20 Celsius, don't buy it, don't use it. I think they would lose business out there. But overall, Tesla is saying Tesla should operate very well. So firstly, let's talk about driving experience, how it might change when it's weather like hot summer and cold winter. When you have a normal car, yes, maybe during the winter, like diesel doesn't start like super well, but overall it's no difference. When you have an electric car, there are two things. So driving experience changed quite a bit. Firstly, you have a lower range. Secondly, recuperation doesn't work properly. How the braking system works on electric car usually is like that. When you lift foot from the throttle, it will start braking automatically. Why is it like that? It's very simple, because it's recharging the battery, it's creating energy, which is awesome, right? But when it's winter and it's super cold, usually it doesn't work properly. Of course, it depends, everything depends if you park your car inside the garage where it's nice, like room temperature, or you park it outside, how I do. Sometimes I park it in garage and outside, and I do see differences as well, because car gets way more colder when it's outside, right? I know during the summertime I can do like 500 kilometers, which is like 300 miles, let's say. It's a bit more, but whatever. But during the winter time, I did calculate I can do 400 kilometers, so it's 100 kilometers less when you compare it to summer, but I do even think it's way more. It might be maybe 150 kilometers less, not 100. You drive it on the highway, it happened to me, I have like 80%, and usually when it's summer, like to do my arrival, it should be with 30% left. But I'm already on the halfway and I have a 40% gone from my an initial amount of battery, so I would not make it. But you know, so you cannot go through the percentage and kilometers, like you can see them, but I would not use them as a proper decision point, because it might kind of affect your driving experience. So I always, when I drive more like 400 or 500 kilometers, I always charge whenever it's possible, because you never know. It's 2019 Tesla Model 3, it doesn't have a heating pump, which would help, but of course if I would have a heating pump, I would charge anyway, anywhere, because when it's super cold, you don't know, it's electric car, you don't want to have a problem being on the highway when it's snowing and so on. I would charge whenever I can and whenever it's possible, because you never know. It's very important, especially when you have more people in the car or you are going for some important trip or business trip or work. It doesn't matter what kind of socket you use, overall it's like that. During the winter time, it takes more time to charge. That's what happened to me. 4 people were waiting for me for a big trip going 500 kilometers on the New Year's. I did calculate I'm gonna charge for 2 hours, which is normal during the summertime, but during the winter it's like almost 3 hours. So doesn't matter, having in mind that during the winter charging might be longer. So when you are going for an important trip, maybe make some buffer out there, that what was taking 2 hours usually, I would do 2.5 or whatever. 1 hour, 1:15, you cannot go wrong with that. Of course, it depends if you use the car just in the town, doesn't matter for you. But if you are like me, driving quite a bit, I always want to make sure that I am organized with the time and so on. And now guys, let's talk about my example that I did talk before, that when you lose so much battery during the night. So firstly, it depends where you park it. How we mentioned, it makes big difference if there is a room temperature in your garage or you park it outside when it's minus 15 Celsius. But the deal is, battery gets colder. Doesn't matter where it is, the hottest it is when you are driving it, right? Or maybe when you are leaving supercharger. During the night, if it doesn't have a heating pump, even if it does, I guess it will be better, but still you would lose some percentage. So it doesn't make that difference. You still have to adapt to the situation. It's super cold. What's very good to do, guys, when you do own electric car during the winter time, make sure you try to plug in at least for a couple minutes every day. Because when you charge your car every day just for 10 or 15 or 20 minutes, it doesn't bring a lot of percentage, but it's preheating your battery. And that's important, because if you leave it like it is, that I was doing that, you know, I charged my car on Saturday and I was driving, I don't drive a lot, so whatever, right? But on Tuesday, when it's super cold out there, battery is already cold. What would help if I would charge it every day for 10 minutes just to preheat the battery a little bit. I do have a friend with Kia EV6 and he lost same night maybe 2% and I lost like 12. Difference is, of course, he has a newer car, different brand, whatever. Difference is that he was charging before, and I already went through and I done it, the research, I done it on my own car. When you plug in every day, way better for your car, your battery, and it doesn't matter when it's winter or summer, it's good to do during the summer as well. That's what I got to know from the Tesla community. It's good during the summer to charge at least, you know, once 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. It doesn't go wrong, right? When you put it especially on 22 kilowatts or even like normal socket that you have in garage, why not? It doesn't hurt anybody. So it actually doesn't matter what kind of EV car you have to adapt during the winter if you are living in the place like I am, that winter is super cold, summer is super hot. So you have to adapt. Make sure you put your car for charging every day. And if you cannot charge your car every day, that's fine. They are not gonna be now like broken or anything like that. It just helps you and helps your car. It doesn't destroy the battery and so on, which is pretty important for a lot of EV owners, and especially when you are trying to buy it. I can tell you, if your car was hit by deer, it's already fixed. The guy that is gonna buy your car, he is gonna considering two things when he's buying Tesla. First is a battery condition, second is technology. That's how I see it, especially with the EV cars and especially with the Tesla. Like, people are more wondering about the battery and technology. Does it have fully self-driving mode and so on? People don't care if there is a scratch and so on. On the other hand, when you are selling car like in the same price, you know, group, but it's like powered by a normal engine, people want like, yes, there cannot be no scratch and so on. Have you noticed that? If you want to learn how to buy used electric car, I did make a video recently about it, like what to do, what not to do, like about heating pump and like insurance costs, that know it before, it helps. With that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you found something beneficial today, and if you did, you can support me with a like, comment or subscribe. Thank you, until next time, see ya.